As we've emphasized countless times on this channel, the Toronto Blue Jays offense in 2024 was nothing short of disappointing, and we weren't the only ones who were frustrated.
The Jays have lost series to teams that they have to beat.
They're scoring 3.5 runs a game, Jeff. How do you win at the big league level? And on top of that, the American League East.
Last season, the Jays lacked aggression at the plate, finishing 26th in total home runs, sandwiched between the Pirates and the Marlins. That obviously wasn't good enough. This offseason, the front office made it clear if the Jays want any shot at the playoffs, they need to score a lot more runs. And so far, it looks like that message has landed. A few weeks into spring training, the Blue Jays sit atop the Grapefruit League, fueled by an offense that's actually producing. But the real question is, can they sustain this surge into the regular season, or is this just a hot streak that's not gonna last? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're gonna be looking at the Toronto Blue Jays offense and how all of a sudden they're just popping off at the dish. Before we get into it, I encourage you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe button if you enjoy Blue Jays content and discussion so you don't miss any future videos. Alright folks, let's get into it. So let's start by rattling off some of the numbers that the Blue Jays offense has put together this spring. In 17 games played, the Blue Jays have a team batting average of .279, an on-base percentage of .372, a slugging of .474, and an OPS of .846. All of those numbers rank close to the top of the league, and that's not even bringing up the most important offensive stat. At the time of recording this video, the Toronto Blue Jays have scored the third most runs in all of baseball, trailing behind the Mariners and the Cubs, who both have played at least one more game than Toronto has. In short, there are a lot of things to like based off what we've seen so far from this lineup. But, as I'm sure many people will remind me of in the comments, it is still only spring training. How much weight can we actually put on these numbers when half the time we have minor leaguers in the game? Well, not a lot, but it does instill me with a lot of confidence to see many of the Toronto Blue Jays starters performing really well. Looking over at the Blue Jays player stats, we can see that a lot of their key guys are destroying the baseball this spring. Bo Bichette, Ernie Clement, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., all of them are doing great right now. Kirk, who is set to be the primary catcher this year and should have a huge workload, he's looking phenomenal. Then going down, we can see Miles Straw, he's playing super well. Davis Schneider is having a good spring. Alan Roden is going insane mode and honestly might just play himself into a roster spot. Anthony Santander is doing well, and even Dalton Varsho with limited playing time has been looking great. The starters are definitely passing the eyeball test, and even though it is still just spring training, we're starting to see a little bit of what the David Popkins effect on Toronto could actually mean. As I'm sure many of you know, David Popkins is the new hitting coach for the Toronto Blue Jays, and coming into the role, he had a plan.
Whoa, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now everyone, back to the content.
Hopkins spoke about his plan with the lineup, saying, when you earn those counts, you have the right to get something off, and if you chase a pitch, that's okay. We have to give them forgiveness and tell them where they can fail. If you try to do everything, you're not going to do anything. When you get in those spots, they probably felt that they didn't want to chase, didn't want to make a mistake. If you're afraid to make a mistake, you lose that attack. And if you're not attacking, you're getting attacked in this game. It's about reminding guys that they're dangerous. He went on to say, that's how I think of it. Are we always going to work on our damage swings though? 100%. I love damage. This is effectively the polar opposite approach that we saw from the Toronto Blue Jays last year. Last season, it was all about poking the ball the other way and this small ball mentality, which I do still think can play, but I also agree with Popkins in thinking that a lot of those guys got in their head and never wanted to make a mistake and we saw that at the dish. So far this spring, the offense is clicking, the starters are popping off, and our new hitting coach is saying all of the right things. And while I can't promise that all of these things are going to translate to the regular season, I do still think that what we're seeing right now is a very good sign. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go.